The left-wing press is shocked, I tell you, to learn just how pervasive Jew hatred is in the Democrat Party. After years of manufacturing anti-Semitism on the right, which doesn't really exist anywhere among conservatives of influence, luminaries in the biased press are finally being forced to come to grips that the party they support, the party they put in power, is host to some of the most cancerous Jew haters in the world. Calling out the Democrats' anti-Semitism. That's our focus in today's preamble. Let's begin with the latest revelations of Iranian-backed atrocities committed by Hamas against the Jewish people.
David, it's hard to even explain exactly just the mass casualties that happened right here. In fact, the Israeli military says they still don't have a clear number, but I'm talking to some of the soldiers and they say what they've witnessed as they've been walking through these different houses, these different communities, babies, their heads cut off. That's what they said. Gunned down, families completely gunned down in their beds.
In the wake of this unspeakable crime, not seen on this scale since Hitler's Germany, Democrats are insisting that American tax dollars be sent to the area that gave aid and comfort to Iran's proxies, Hamas. And the Democrats in the press are keeping the focus on Gaza. Here's Andrea Mitchell of NBC News talking to a grieving mother whose children were snatched from their bed and kidnapped by Hamas butchers. Andrea wanted to know the mother's feelings about Gaza.
What are your feelings about the attacks against Gaza right now? How can the government...
I must say, look, you're looking for a symmetrical situation, and I must say it isn't. I must say the only worry I have now from the bombings in Gaza is the fact that my children are there. And I can't be sympathetic anymore. I can't be sympathetic to animal human beings, well, they're not really human beings, who came into my house, broke everything, stole everything, took my children from their bedrooms and took them to the Gaza Strip. Israel never done that and will never do.
Yeah, false equivalencies courtesy of the biased press. Not only do Democrats have a history of defunding the Jews and their ability to defend themselves, much the way Democrats support, defunding the cops here at home, but even after the atrocities the world just witnessed, top Democrats are calling to defund Israel, calling them an apartheid state. Check out Ted Hernandez, a leftist Latino, who is a Democrat state rep in Colorado. He was asked if he would condemn the slaughter of innocent men, women, children, and babies as he attended a so-called emergency rally to support the Palestinians. Here's how he answered.
And I think it's despicable what they're protesting for and what you're protesting for. And the fact that you can't condemn women and children and elderly people being murdered in the streets.
What about it?
Do you condemn it?
I already said.
Why can't you say yes?
Because I already gave you my answer.
You didn't give an answer. And I think anybody who would watch this would understand what your actual position is here.
People that are going to watch your video, Russell.
Yeah. False equivalency. He's right about one thing. It wasn't just 3 people who have seen this video on social media. As of the airing of this program, over 3 million people have seen Democrat anti-Semitism up close. This brazen Jew hatred hasn't escaped the notice of Democrat fanboys and fangirls. Here's Jake Tapper apparently just now waking up to the fact the Democrat Party is the party of Jew haters.
You have a Democratic colleague from Michigan, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. What was your reaction when you read Congresswoman Tlaib's statement?
Well, first of all, I handle my issues with other members of Congress privately, right? I have lots of private conversations.
These last few days have been a real eye-opening period for a lot of people, a lot of Democrats, a lot of progressives, in terms of anti-Semitism on the left.
Again, Democrat Jews, conservatives, and other people of conscience have been sounding the alarm for years about the Democrat Party being the home of anti-Semitism in America. But did you notice Congresswoman Slotkin there? Now, bear in mind, if she had gotten word a Republican had uttered the anti-Semitic rhetoric that the squad has been spewing, she would have jumped on CNN or MSNBS and called them out by name. But because Democrats are the ones who are the Jew haters, Congresswoman Slotkin there has private conversations with them. That's how committed the Democrats are into ridding their party of anti-Jewish bigots. In fact, the only person leftists can find to deflect from their anti-Semitism problem is a former YouTube influencer, this guy, Nick Fuentes. This Jew hater reprobate holds no power, no political office, and has power to implement policy over no one. But even though conservatives have disavowed this crazy person, the left wants to attach him to us to hide the fact they have put their Jew haters in positions of power to harm our people. Case in point, this guy.
Mr. Campbell sent an amendment. The amendment is acceptable to the author. Is there objection to the opposite amendment? And the chair has none. The amendment is adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Johnson of Harris. Mr. Johnson of Harris to speak in opposition to the bill.
That's fake conservative, fake Republican Dade Phelan of the Texas House. He knows full well the anti-Semitic dumpster fire the Democrat Party is, yet he is the only so-called Republican speaker in America that puts members of the same party as AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Ayanna Pressley, Cori Bush, Jamal Bowman, and other Jew haters in charge of committees in the Texas House. The Democrat Party of Texas has not condemned by name the anti-Semites in their party. That's bad enough. But Dade Phelan, in the name of Republicanism, knowing that the home of anti-Semitism in America is the Democrat Party, he puts their people in charge of Texas government. That's why there's a conservative groundswell in Texas to remove this pro-Democrat Republican as Speaker. And now the call for accountability is spreading to all of his GOP lieutenants in the Texas House. The majority Republican voters in Texas have had it with depraved Democrat values being given power they didn't earn at the ballot box by corrupt and morally bankrupt Republicans in name only. The GOP has got a lot of problems. But thankfully, they aren't the home of every undesirable, inhuman ideology the world has to offer. Let's review. The Democrats welcome socialists, Marxists, communists, totalitarians, domestic terrorists, BLM and Antifa, those kind of people, and yes, anti-Semites into their ranks. It's time real Americans called these Democrats out.